here's your wrestling news for June 22nd, 2021. And your headlines for today include: all underdogs came out on top last night on WWE Raw. WWE adds several matches to Money in the Bank pay-per-view during Raw. Real reason for the mystery hand at WWE Hell in a Cell is revealed. Charlotte Flair gets yet another title shot at WWE Money in the Bank. The WWE Universe reacts strongly. Heartbreaking video shows Paul Orndorff's failing health. The Undertaker and other part-timers on internal roster list for WWE Draft. Why WWE went ahead with Hell in a Cell match during Raw. Bobby Lashley makes history on WWE Raw this week. Did Eva Marie's alliance on Raw end before it began? And more. We're starting today with Raw, and this week's show saw a series of Money in the Bank qualifying matches. And though the women's qualifiers went as you'd expect, the same can't be said for the men's matches. In what can only be described as very surprising, it was the Underdogs who won each of the men's qualifying matches, as Ricochet defeated Raw Tag Team Champion AJ Styles, John Morrison took out 14-time WWE World Champion Randy Orton, whilst Riddle dispatched of Drew McIntyre. The last match was fascinating to watch, especially as after the beating he received at Hell in a Cell, McIntyre shouldn't have been anywhere close to competing, and despite the offer being made by Adam Pearce and Sonya Deville, McIntyre stubbornly insisted on wrestling. We're pleased to see WWE pushing stars who aren't mainstays of the world title picture in Ricochet, Morrison, and Riddle, though a last-chance triple threat match between Orton, Styles, and McIntyre will determine the final man to qualify from Raw. Backstage on Raw, Jinder Mahal, Jeff Hardy, Cedric Alexander, and Sheamus all complained that they're not being considered for Money in the Bank, and with Mahal saying he should be considered a replacement if any qualified superstar has to pull out, there's still room for the Raw side of the men's Money in the Bank ladder match to change. WWE didn't waste any time building the card for Money in the Bank 2021, as 2 title matches were confirmed during last night's Raw. On the show, it was confirmed that Charlotte Flair will get another title opportunity against Raw Women's Champion Rhea Ripley, whilst WWE Champion Bobby Lashley accepted a challenge from Kofi Kingston. With several Raw superstars already qualified for the 2 ladder matches, that leaves SmackDown to fill out the rest of the card, and we'll have to see who makes the cut from the blue brand and appears on what will be one of WWE's most important events over the past year. Hell in a Cell news next as Drew McIntyre and Bobby Lashley waged a war both in and outside of the cell over the WWE Championship. During one particular spot, though, fans noticed something strange, as when Drew McIntyre took that table bump to the outside, a mysterious hand emerged from underneath the ring. We don't know who that hand belongs to, or if it's the long-awaited return of Mae Young and Mark Henry's love child, but the mysterious hand was pushing away pieces of broken table. All jokes aside, the hand was presumably a WWE employee whose job it was to make sure both McIntyre and Lashley avoided getting splinters and wasn't meant to be noticed. That wasn't their only purpose, as it turns out that a crash pad was used for McIntyre's fall through the table, and the hand was used to pull the pad away. This isn't the first time WWE has used a crash pad, and they've become more common during the Thunderdome era, where there's no live fans to catch these kind of tricks, but was obviously caught on camera this time, something WWE didn't plan on happening. Though fans speculated that Brock Lesnar could be returning at Hell in a Cell, we certainly doubt that the mysterious hand once held the Universal Championship, and we'll have to keep our eyes peeled in case anyone else shows up under the ring. Back to Raw, and last night, Asuka, Naomi, Alexa Bliss, and Nikki Cross qualified for the women's Money in the Bank ladder match, and we certainly hope one of them wins. That's because the winner of the women's ladder match on July 18th will have a guaranteed women's title match at any point in the future, and right now, the potential list of challengers for the Raw women's title is severely lacking. The last month has been built around Rhea Ripley and Charlotte Flair, with Asuka taking a back seat following WrestleMania Backlash. And in a bizarre segment last night, Adam Pearce and Sonya Deville called out Rhea Ripley, addressing her DQ loss at Hell in a Cell. Though the DQ finish loophole has been a staple of wrestling for decades, it's only now that WWE authority figures aren't happy with it, and weren't happy with how the Raw Women's Champion handled the match on Sunday. Now, Ripley will have to face Charlotte on pay-per-view yet again in what'll be the 3rd straight pay-per-view collision between the two. It's clear that WWE doesn't trust any other women on the roster to be in the women's title picture, which is a real shame considering the wealth of talent on the Red brand, and we can only hope that Money in the Bank is the end of Charlotte's women's title pursuits, and a new challenger emerges. Money in the Bank will be Charlotte's third Raw women's title opportunity in a row in an impressive feat considering she returned to TV just 71 days ago. Given that fans were already criticizing Flair for having too many title opportunities before she returned this year, this latest match announcement hasn't gone down well with fans at all. On Twitter, several fans expressed their frustration over seeing Flair vs. Ripley yet again, with some comparing it to the Bill Murray film Groundhog Day, where a man has to keep reliving the same day of his life. Another fan sarcastically pretended to be shocked that Charlotte was getting another title opportunity, whilst a different fan was far more direct, posting an image of Michael Cole when he was a heel commentator on the original NXT with a sign reading, "Stop the Pain." It's a real shame that WWE has ruined what could have been an excellent storyline between the two, as 3 title matches across 3 pay-per-views feels far too rushed. Ripley and Flair share an intense history in WWE, which started last year when Charlotte took the NXT Women's Championship from Ripley at WrestleMania 36. But despite the fantastic matches the pair are capable of, this is a match fans simply don't want to see anymore. We've got some sad news to report now, as WWE Hall of Famer Paul Orndorff's health has taken a turn for the worse. Orndorff, who was called Mr. Wonderful in his wrestling heyday, entertained millions of fans throughout his career, but a recent video from his son Troy is a heartbreaking watch. In the video, Orndorff is in a medical facility and doesn't seem to know who his son was, as his memory is clearly deteriorating. The Hall of Famer was diagnosed with cancer in 2011 but was able to beat it, and was also part of a class action lawsuit against WWE for long-term injuries suffered in the ring, which was dismissed in 2018, as the claimants couldn't prove that specific injuries happened in WWE as opposed to other promotions. In the video, Troy can be heard saying, "I love you, Dad," whilst his father tries to give him salt packets as a gift, and we're sending our best wishes to the entire Orndorff family. Now, at the end of August through to September, the WWE will reportedly have a draft which will not only see superstars move between Raw and SmackDown, but will also feature several call-ups from NXT. It won't just be Gold brand superstars though, as Ringside News has learned that a preliminary list of superstars for the draft is going through the rounds in WWE, and it includes some interesting names. Not only are Raw, SmackDown, and NXT superstars listed as eligible for the draft, but legends and part-timers, including Goldberg and The Undertaker, could be picked as part of the 2021 draft. Time will tell which superstars end up on which brands, but with a huge draft planned that could dramatically change the landscape of WWE, the company is ready to shake things up as they continue their plans to get back on the road. Back to Raw, and last night's show saw WWE Champion Bobby Lashley in action as he took on Xavier Woods, but this wasn't an ordinary match. Just 24 hours after Hell in a Cell, Lashley re-entered Satan's structure to face Woods inside the cell, and now we know why WWE booked another high-profile match on free TV. According to PW Insider, WWE announced that they'd be having a cell match on Raw to give the USA Network something extra to grab fan attention, even though it was a last-minute decision made during the show, so they didn't have a ton of time to promote the match. We previously reported that the USA Network was upset at WWE after Fox were given a Hell in a Cell match on last week's SmackDown, so this probably was also WWE trying to make amends, though we'll only know if that worked when the weekly viewing figures are made public. This time last week, Bobby Lashley had never competed inside Hell in a Cell, but he now has 2 victories inside the barbaric structure. Not only has Lashley retained his WWE title inside Hell in a Cell, but he's also made history, as following his win on Raw, the Almighty is the first man to compete in 2 Hell in a Cell matches within 24 hours. Winning both matches, Lashley has been booked as a very strong champion, and time will tell whether Kofi Kingston can be the one who topples the Almighty at Money in the Bank. And we're ending with more Raw news, as this week's show saw Eva Marie make her actual return to the ring after Piper Niven competed on her behalf last week. On that occasion, Niven squashed Naomi in singles action, but the team's luck wasn't so great this week. Not only did Eva name Niven Dewdrop, a name so hard to take seriously we hope it reverts back to Piper Niven, but the former Total Diva star cost their team 2 spots in the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. Dewdrop was ready to finish the match and secure the 2 spots when Marie tagged herself in, looking for glory on Raw. This caused the Scottish superstar to walk away from the match, leaving Eva to eat a pinfall from Naomi, as it seems their tag team is over as quickly as it begun. Perhaps the next few weeks we'll see Eva Marie try and make amends with Dewdrop, but with Vince McMahon's habit of tearing up scripts on the fly, who's to say what'll happen next? Well guys, that's our news for today. Please share your comments below. Also hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell icon to receive all notifications. And as always, thanks for watching.